of Harbaugh's college tour. Chris Matthews joins me now. Chris, thanks so much for being with us. Big get, huge exclusive, and we're excited to see. Now, I don't want to take away any thunder or any surprise, but obviously you're going to have to talk to him about this healthcare rollout and how he's going to try to turn the page.
Well, I'll say this to the people watching from the White House, that if you watch Hardball and the way that we've handled that issue and all the other issues to where we put our focus, I'll be doing that Thursday night. I'll be talking about executive accountability and the strange way of this rollout as it has occurred. I think I would compare it, Andrea, to a brilliant writer, perhaps, with a great theme who turns in a paper with a lot of misspellings or bad handwriting. It's a bad way to roll out something. With all the great strengths, potentially, of a national health care system along these lines, the way it was rolled out has hurt it. It hurt its reputation. It's given the other side a lot of talking points to use against the president generally in terms of his competence. And I'm going to ask about that and focus on the things we have, but also talk about political dysfunction in this country and the inability of the two parties to work together. I was dismayed by the speaker's comment the other day, which was picked up in the Post, Washington Post, that the reason we can't get anything done is that we have divided government. Well, hell, we're going to have divided government for years ahead. If the Republicans grab control of the Senate by a couple votes, they won't have the presidency to pass laws and have them signed. They won't have the 60 votes in the Senate. We're going to have, if that's the excuse, that we can't get anything done because we have divided political parties who fight with each other, we'll never get anything done in this country. So I think there's a failure at the top to get things done, and I don't think you can blame it on the fact that the American people haven't quite made up their mind they want one political party to run the country. They've obviously not decided that. They want both political parties to work together, and that's been a big failure. I'm going to talk about political dysfunction, executive accountability, and of course the questions of how we fight our wars, whether with drones or with ground troops, and that kind of questioning the president has to deal with in terms of moral principle, but it'll be the big issues.
You know, when we talk about this divided government issue, you and I both covered White Houses, and you've been part of you know, Tip O'Neill's team on the Hill.
Right.
We've both seen, you worked in the Jimmy Carter White House as a speechwriter. We've both seen divided government work at times. Sometimes it doesn't. It worked during parts of Reagan's term, parts of Bush 41's term. We did a budget deal. And certainly Bill Clinton had ups and downs with divided government. Impeachment was no walk in the park, but he still got a lot of stuff done because there are people on the Hill willing to work with him. Newt Gingrich worked with him. You know,
they balanced the budget for 3 years. Look what they did.
So
I think grown-ups. I gave a speech the other day about in this book tour. I've been on this book tour, as you know, for the last couple of weeks or almost 2 months now. And you know what gets the biggest applause? And I don't know where I came up with this organically. I said, you know, we don't need more Democrats and more Republicans. We need more grown-ups. And everybody seems to know what that means. A grown-up is someone who makes sure there's food on the table, makes sure the lights go out at night, makes sure there's heating, makes sure bills are paid, is responsible. And I think that's what people want in government today, is responsible leadership. It's pretty basic.
I think that's why. I mean, that's why people are reading and buying Tip and the Gipper. I mean, you were on this book tour, but that's why people are relating to it, because it is exactly about the paradigm of people working across party lines. And it is, you know, arguably this White House has not found partners on the Hill to work with.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel, as I do for many political leaders, I feel empathy. I watch Speaker Boehner, and I wonder, when he goes home at night and perhaps he talks to his wife or his close friends, what does he deal with in terms of leading that party to agreement with the other side on difficult questions? And I wonder how complicated that is for him, and perhaps it's even mystifying to him. I think the Democratic Party is what it's always been, sort of a mild version of a European social democratic party. Not hard left, not moving left like some people are saying, but pretty predictable. They like things like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. They do want a national health care program. That's been part of the party mantra since I was a kid, and you remember that. It hasn't moved much, but there's a dynamic in American politics today which is unstable, and it's I saw a poll, we had it on last night. For the first time in recent history, the American people's #1 concern isn't the economy, it's political dysfunction. The inability of the government to do what it's supposed to do, which is work out its problems.
Chris Matthews, thanks so much for being with us from Kentucky.